So I control the puck the whole game.
Yeah.
Outshoot you by 30.
31.
Have 4 times the power plays that you do.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention nearly 5 minutes of 6-on-5 with an empty net without allowing a goal.
That part was stressful.
And I still lose by multiple goals?
It's a Christmas miracle.
It's Thanksgiving.
It's a Thanksgiving miracle.
I hope you choke on a wishbone.
Oh, I don't have a gag reflex.
No, that's not how that... Wait. How do you know that?
Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team that is a dub. God, it feels good to say that right before the Thanksgiving break, which the Thanksgiving break is literally one day, but hey, I'll take it. What a win! What a brilliant, fantastic, wonderful win where we definitely didn't get outshot by 30. The final shots for this game were 43-14, which we will talk about. You might guess that the Bruins were not the 43. We were the 14. It was an interesting game. The shot totals sort of lie. They do sort of lie. I don't know what the expected goal totals for the analytics will tell you, but there was a lot of perimeter stuff. But Swayman was also very, very good. I don't even have him in the game notes or anything like that, but Swayman was brilliant. Near flawless, as you can tell by the score. What a game. What a freaking game. The Islanders are not... They're not slubs. They're not nothing anymore, which that sounds really rude because I'm implying they once were nothing. But this team, this Islanders team, has actually been pretty effective recently and is having a really, really good bounce back year so far. Like, comment, subscribe. Nailed it. Let's talk about this Islanders team a little bit. So this is already the third and final meeting of the year. We beat them 5-2 late in October and then 4-3 in a shootout early in November. And now tonight for the last meeting of the regular season. I believe that makes that a sweep. Regular season sweep. We'd love to see it. They sit third in the Metro, 7-3-0 in their last 10 with wins against the Devils, the Knights, the Stars, the Red Wings, and the Mammoth. This team might actually be, if not good, at least decent, and Schaefer looks like the second coming of Jesus. My goodness, that kid's incredible. I assume Jesus would be really good at hockey. He strikes me as a guy who would be really, effective at the game, like a thinker of the game. I don't know if he'd be the most athletically gifted, but definitely a guy who could play at the NHL level in my mind. Is that sacrilegious? I don't think so. So they're dead last in the league on the power play. They are 9th on the penalty kill, 20th in goals for per game, and 10th in goals allowed. Now, none of that jumps off the page as it's a crazy good team. But remember, in the East, everyone's got weaknesses and strengths, and it's all over the place. They're showing consistency in some areas, and that's kind of that's what you're going for right now if you're an East Coast team, or an Eastern Conference team, I should say. Sorokin and Rittich are putting together decent performances. They're both sitting at a .905 save percentage on the season, and they're around the 2.6 mark in goals allowed per 60. I think Sorokin's at the 267, and then Rittich is the high 250s, something like that. I have a hard time believing in the Islanders. I basically always have, even when they were going to the conference finals. It's just something with my brain and that team and that franchise. I look at that roster and I don't really like it, but it's been effective. It's controlled the puck a lot recently. They've been able to put some pucks in the net and win some tight games, so good on them. And it's interesting to follow them because the more shakeup we get in the playoffs this year, there's actually a lot of things that come out from it because the top-heavy teams have sent some picks out, as always, I guess, but it just feels, I guess when we are part of it for once, it feels more glaring. Like, we have the Leafs' first-round pick, depending where it lands this year, and right now the Leafs kind of suck, and so that's really interesting. The Panthers have given up their picks over the next couple of years. That's kind of interesting, because the Panthers are struggling with injuries, and so when you have a team like the Islanders who's doing well, it means these other teams are getting pushed farther down the standings. Any team that I didn't expect to be very competitive and it's adding a lot of intrigue, which I guess it always should at the end of the day. The injuries are also piling up for them, though. Romanov took a hit from behind that's going to knock him out for, I think, 5 to 6 months, so that's not super great. Peugeot, Varlamov, and Bear are also dealing with injuries, although I believe Peugeot should be back soon. For the Bruins, I don't understand the reasoning. I don't get it. But the lineup will be Blumel, Zacha, Pasternak, Kuznetsov, Elias, Geeky, Jeannot, Minton, Kostelik, Steves, Corrali, Asamont, Zadorov, Aspero, Lindholm, Jokiharju, Lohrei, Peak, and Swayman is in net. No McAvoy, no Harris, no Middlestat, no Arvidsson. Those 4 are still injured. The weird stuff here. So I don't mind them moving Steves down to the 4th line, although I think he was there last game too, if I'm trying to remember correctly. But I'm fine with Steves in the bottom 6. It makes more sense for him as a player anyway, especially with Elias back. Elias does belong in the top 6. I'm not a big Elias guy, but we've already been through that, and he's, especially on this team, definitely a top 6 player. Blumel on the top line after having 3 games that have not been stellar, and there's good moments where I go, gosh, that's the Blumel that I like, because I like that signing, remember? I really did. I'm not going to shy away from that. I still think he has a lot to offer. Throwing him on the top line made no sense to me at all. And in the very beginning of the game, puck drops. We're just getting right into it. Blumel is skating through the neutral zone, 4:41 in, and he has the puck. And his intent was to flip this in deep, but he just softly tosses it shoulder height at the defender in front of him. It's quickly grabbed and sent the other way. Now, I know that there's pressure behind him that probably causes this. I think there was stick contact. You have to be more aware of your surroundings, and you can't turn that puck over like this in that area. It's super dangerous. This is also the 3rd transition. We're not even 5 minutes in the game! The 3rd transition that he's blundered with his puck handling or his decision making, one of the two. It just hasn't looked good, and putting him on the top line has made no sense to me. He wouldn't finish the game. He had a lower body injury sometime in the first. I have no idea what actually happened. I did not see it happen, but he would not return. So there's going to be speculation about, all right, well, who comes back in the lineup? We'll talk. Anyway, so during that play, he turns it over. It goes back into our zone. Bruins are scrambling because this is during a line change, but I don't even know who's supposed to have who. Because the Islanders are going to work the puck from the glove side wall to the center blue line to Barzal, who's on the blocker side circle. As he receives that puck, Jokiharju is up at the opposite side point. He chased a play up there. Hampus Lindholm is on the opposite side of Barzal's. Like, he's over on glove side. And we have forwards who are just trying to figure out who's their guy. I know when you do a line change defensively and things break down and it's man on man, you start to kind of spin your head. In what scenario is Jokiharju supposed to be at the point here? And why is no one recognizing just the structural integrity has been broken? It was just really strange. What this forces now is Zacha, who's the closest guy to Barzal, is like, all right, I have to approach Barzal. Barzal's going to fake the shot, adds enough hesitation to Zacha that Barzal gets to go straight in on Swayman. Swayman goes for the poke, doesn't get it, comes off his line just a little bit, which means a space between his right pad and the post. Barzal looks like he's going to skate around the net, but then stutter steps, doubles back, and then swoops it into the net. Actually, this might have, let me remember this correctly. It's all in one motion. He doesn't double back. He's just skating through. It looks like he's going to go all the way around, but with the stick, just snakes it around. It's a great play. He dunks it, blocker side. It's excellent. Good on you, Barzal. But it was a weird play because the defense just totally lost it. And I do think that that is something that's been fairly common. I've liked our defense so far this year. I do think there needs to be more conversation about when things break down. What the fuck do I do? I think that's a real question. I think it's fair. I don't think you're going to get yelled at for that. There's no dumb questions. It's 1-0. I'm a little frustrated. I don't like losing to the Islanders, but also I don't like stacking losses. This is one thing the team has to try to avoid. We need to stack some wins. I would love that, obviously, but you can't start sliding down. We know we're going to have some losing streaks. This has kind of been a rough road trip for the boys. I was really looking for a bounce-back game in this one, and this is more about my expectations. It's not what's needed or not needed, but you know how sometimes you're like, I am expecting a win, so if it doesn't go well right away, you start to get, I don't know, maybe that's just me being a brat. 2 minutes later, 6:23 in, the fourth line gets it right back. And with a blue collar shift, the stuff that Boston adores, Asamont battles in the glove side corner to win the puck and set it up to Aspro. He's going to try to launch this on net. It is blocked by a stick of a defender that shatters, and then it works its way back down to Asamont off the deflection. Asamont sees that he has Corrali up in that same side circle. Dish it to him, and Corrali, with the heads-up play here, this is something Peak could learn. Learn this. Corrali sees the net front. There's Steves battling. And he goes, all right, Mike, I don't need to score here. I need to give Steves a chance. So he fires it hard and low. The stop is made. It allows Steves to just chip the puck away from the pads over to a position where he's closest, and he can slam it into the open net. And he does. And it's 1-1. Now that play isn't going to work every single time, obviously. But if you've got a guy who's up front in battling and getting inside position, you owe it to that guy. Unless you have a great scoring angle, you owe it to that guy to give him a shot. Peak did this again a bunch of times this game. He loves to shoot. I respect it. He's got to stop trying to go high corner from the frickin' point. Dude, just get it on net. You'll have so many more assists. Just shoot it at the net. Low pad. Let the rebound be difficult to handle. Give your guys a chance. And instead, he goes high and wide, and it's a transition attack for the other team all the time. We've talked about this with a lot of our defensemen. Peak is guilty of it a lot. But he does try to do his best to try to keep this not into an angle where it's transitioning back quickly. He just fails at that sometimes. 6:26 left. Pasta for tripping in the O zone. Hate an offensive zone penalty, but we take that and we kill that, and it's a great kill. And then with 1:59 left, Heineman is going to go for tripping as well. We're going to do a power play. We don't do anything with it. Second period starts. 43 seconds in. The Bruins get set up in the offensive zone. The puck is worked to Zadorov on the blocker side point the second time. The first time he launched it, he missed, and it got worked right back to him. Horvat's sprinting at him. Now, I know this is hypocritical because I talk about Lorai's dangerous moves on the blue line all the time. I've really started to trust Zadorov when he decides that he's going to beat a player. He's really effective at it. Horvat's coming at him. He actually kind of backs up and then pushes the puck around him and just explodes past him. I thought it was really great. Then he's going to rip it on net. There's a forest of bodies. This is what I mean, Peak. This is what I mean. He shoots it hard and low. Puck is saved, but it gets bounced out into the slot. Everyone's scrambling for it. Fraser Minton's able to locate and tap this puck through the forest to Jeannot, who's on the inside of that glove side circle, and he's just going to go sniper-rooney and cheese. Just a little one. Not a big one, but a sniper-rooney and cheese. Top glove. It's 2-1. That goal... That's your game winner, by the way. But they feverishly protect this lead for the next 40 minutes. I mean, the Islanders were all over us. And the officiating kind of helped. 1:33 in, Jokiharju is going to go for interference. We're going to the penalty kill. This is an insane call. Jokiharju is battling with, I don't even remember who, at the net front. I think it's Anders Lee. And Jokiharju gets knocked down. And they call interference. And I'm like, the puck is in the offensive zone. And that's a net front battle. What are we doing? This is a play that happens 40 times a game, and we're calling this? My issue wasn't so much with most of the calls, that was a really bad one. My issue was the amount of things that the Islanders were allowed to do that the Bruins were not. The stick in the hands, the tripping, the interference, it was constant, and the Bruins could not buy a friggin' call. I really try not to be but the refs! And the refs were what they were, but the Bruins had to play a muted version of their physicality through portions of this, and I thought that was kind of evident. About 7 minutes into the period, Peak, as a trailer, rips the puck high and wide. Bringing that up again. It leads to a 3-on-1 the other way, but Peak does a good enough job to make them hesitate during his defensive play here that they overpass and allows the Bruins to catch back up and break up the play before any shot happens at all. That's more on the Islanders embarrassing themselves than anyone else, but still Peak redeems himself in that instance. 8 minutes left. Kostelik's going to go for tripping. We're going to the penalty kill. It's another great kill. And at the end of 2, the shots are 22-11. The Islanders, obviously. have the 22. It's not ideal. Third period starts. 10:43 left. We're about 9.5 minutes in, and the shots are 29-13 for the Islanders. Gross. The Bruins would have one more shot the entire game, unless they've changed it. Hold on, let me double check. No, they ended the game with 14 shots. They had one shot over the last 10:43. I got to give a lot of credit to the Islanders, too. They defended really, really well. So 10:43 left. Horvat is tripped by Geekie. We're going to go to a penalty kill. About a minute into the penalty kill, Fraser Minten, this is the more important part of the play. It's not going to be the part that people talk about, but he is dogging Schaefer on the blue line. Looks like he loses the battle and Schaefer is going to get around him. Nope, he stays right to him, disturbs the stick enough that Schaefer makes a really weak pass that's easily intercepted by Steves. Steves is going to be able to skate his way. They're going to cross, basically. He's going to skate up to the neutral zone to the logo and then dish it off to his left where Fraser Minten is following, and it's a 2-on-1 against Schaefer. And then Schaefer is going to try to splay out. And we've seen this before. I don't think it's a great move against Fraser Minten because, boy, does he love a toe drag. He toe drags right around Schaefer. He's 1-on-1 with Sorokin in the slot. Sorokin all in on it. It means Steves is wide open. Easy pass, but an accurate one, and Steves has a ton of net to work with and does not make a mistake. And it's 3-1. It is the first shorthanded goal of the year for the Bruins. It's a beautiful play by both Steves and Fraser Minten. And let's be honest, every time Fraser Minten does anything great like this, it feels just a little extra special. Just a little extra special. You know why. The Bruins will then finish off the kill, which was very important in that moment. And then with 4:30 left after an icing, the Islanders do pull Sorokin. We had 4.5 minutes of an empty net, and we did not get the puck into it. Little red flags. It's fine, though. We've been bad at that for like 6 years now, so I don't really care. Let's talk about some game notes. So first of all, Blumel is injured. I don't know the severity of the injury. I am not wishing for it to be a bigger severity. I know that I was very harsh about his play, but I want to see him work through it. I like the player. It's not translating to the NHL level yet, but hopefully he's able to bounce back. If he's out, what I think is going to happen is they're going to move Steves back up to the top six, and they're going to move Tufte or VL back into the bottom line. That's what I think is going to happen. What I would like to happen is for them to take a look at one of Lysell or Merkulov or Patra. Probably not Patra right now as he's trying to work through a cold streak. Lysell had a crazy game tonight. Just looked awesome. Go look up at his highlights. I would like to see one of them come up. This feels like a really good moment to bring up Lysell after a great game by him, after a injury scare that didn't turn out to be severe, after some ups and downs. Just give him a little, try to give him a little juice. Come on, play some second line minutes. We could also really use some speed. We could really use some, because the other game note here, the top six continues to struggle a lot. They're getting outshot, they're getting outchanced, they're giving up more than they're creating. The transition chances are not coming together, and they have zero puck retrieval ability. And obviously Husnudinov was helping with that, but he's had a more difficult time lately performing that task. There's not a lot of speed in our top six compared to most other teams. The puck retrievals aren't good enough. They're not extending offensive possessions, they're not creating second chances, and it's resulting in those lines being largely muted because this is a second chance league. You're not usually going to beat a goaltender off of the first shot. Not at this level. You have to have a continuation of play in the offensive zone. And the Bruins are sorely lacking in the ability to create that with their top six. The bottom six has been fucking stellar. They've been awesome. The forechecking ability. They're also, the bottom six guys are playing a ton of penalty killing minutes as well. And the penalty kill has been incredible. But the bottom six deserves so much credit. Geekie obviously had 5 goals in the 3 games before this one. This isn't Geekie's fault by any means. But the top six as a unit is really struggling. Now, part of this is Elias working off some rust and trying to get back to to a level that he's more comfortable with. And also, these lines keep changing around. I'm concerned about it. I think it's a bit of a red flag. I'm not screaming from the rooftops and panicking, but it's a trend that is going to sink us a lot of games and going to make it very difficult to string together wins without Swayman making 40 saves, which I think he had 40-something tonight. He was really good. The other guy I want to give a compliment to, though, is Steves. He deserves a ton of credit because for all we've said about the difficulty of this system and the players needing to step up in times of injuries and just doing things the right way, the piss and vinegar, the whatever you want to call it, but the team structure coming first, Steves has done everything you can ask from the guy. He's on the special teams units, and he's playing an effective game. He's playing a decent defensive game, actually a good one, I would say. And he's making good, simple plays in transition and offensively. The guy's not a world beater. He's not going to be an all-star or anything like that, but he has been a very welcomed addition to this team in a time where you give us one more weak link, this team's going to find it really hard to beat anyone. The injuries we have a lot of injuries right now. It's really difficult to work through this when you already kind of looked at your team and you're like, we have a lot of bottom sixers on this team. I don't know how many true top six guys we have. And then two of the guys who started the year in your top six are on the shelf. You really do need other players to step up. Steves has done everything you've asked of him. When this team's fully healthy, I don't know what his role is, where he's at. I would like to keep him on the fourth line or something like that. He deserves to stay in this lineup right now, and hopefully he can continue this play. But that guy is going to sleep really soundly tonight, especially after 2 goals and, a Thanksgiving meal coming to him. I think he'll be pretty excited about that. Anyway, that's all I've got to say. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. I really hope that this is a season of joy for you. I know for some that it is a more difficult season. I want to remind everyone that I'm simply a click away. If you just want to shoot me a message on Discord or shoot a comment or anything like that, I do read through the comments. Just need someone to say what's up, reach out to me. Because, I know it's a tough time of the year for a lot of people. But other than that, I do hope you have a great, great day. And go Bees, right? I think that's right. Yeah, go Bees. Go Bees. Go Bees! Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video and joining me as we experience this crazy Bruins season together. The names popping up on your screen now are from the top line tier and the all-star tier of the YouTube membership program for this YouTube channel. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you who help support the channel so that we can do more fun things, and I am always open to more ideas of how I can help give back to those who support the channel. At the end of the day, this channel is always going to be about the community, and I want to continue to grow that way, so please always feel free to reach out with new ideas and fun ways we can expand on this, or if you just need someone to talk to, I'm always here for you guys. Thank you all for your support, and as always, go Bees!